So, Sensei Seth asks, is American karate, or karate in general, which is for kids at this point? That's a good question, Sensei Seth. I'd be happy to answer that. It's really how depends on the environment where your location is at, man. Because, granted, children are prone more to be bullied than adults are. Um, so, in sense, yeah, it became more focused on to the young minds, especially for bullying. Bullying is a big thing. No, no, you look at this case that is happening. In fact, good old Larry Lawton talk about this case where the young man took a gun. I'm assuming he took this gun because he was being bullied. He took it, and he shot 4 people. He killed those 4 people that he shot. Right? Most cases where you have killings of shootings in schools, or those who getting bullied severely, they'll feel like there's nothing else they can do. They don't know how to combatively defend themselves. They are not too ready to get too scared to fight back, and they go to extreme resort. There's extreme resorts, getting a gun or a knife to kill the bully, the people the bully, and not only now the person who use a Take 9 to shoot up that school in what was it Columbine, how you pronounce that too. I'm not that greatest. I have a speech impairment, so I can't pronounce things too well. But he shut up a lot of people because he hated. This is where you become when you have a lot of hate towards it, and a lot of people think, well, a lot of people. This is my assumption. The people that mess with that guy, he got probably picked on, bullied as well, and I think they were trying to blame Grand Theft Auto for his behavior. People like, oh, that's not his character, blah blah blah. Nah, if he's quiet, if the quiet person is always quiet and doesn't really talk and stays by himself, and try to stay away from other people, he's self isolating himself or their self, right? Uh, that could be a big sign, of that person is probably planning on killing some people. Uh, you know, so I didn't, I have a couple of few shares of bullying as well, and I stood up myself. I stood up against my bullies. I fought bullies. This, but however, that's you know, that's the this. I think that's that's the reason why karate. Why don't say karate? Because they can defend themselves. They can use a gun nowadays. Even people go when you're 21 or six, even some guns you like some of the guns you're allowed to buy 16, right? A baby gun you're 16, but some of you are 18. There's certain firearms you can purchase before being 21. So depending on the firearm and how and the age range. And I think, of course, that was years ago, and I think it's changed to 21. 21. I know for a while, smoking was 18. Now they changed it all to 21. But the you know, uh, that's that's why if you don't really get a lot of adults wanting to learn karate is that's why. That don't see a lot of those don't doesn't see the the is a way to learn how to defend. Like I mean, most likely you might get those who want to learn boxing, especially young adults. You might have a lot of young adults. If they are learning types of defense, is cardio, kickboxing, MMA, and you end up having people who wants to do some boxing or want to learn to box. So karate, unfortunately, is looked down as a children's martial arts. Let's continue. Let's see what else he has to say.
American karate is one of the two martial arts right now that are known as kind of being like kids daycare. And it's not the case everywhere. Like there's plenty of martial arts schools that aren't kids karate or whatever. I just recently started thinking about this because I had a seminar right here, and instead of doing warm-ups, I wanted everybody to have fun, so I played kids karate games to start off the class. And as I'm doing it, I'm like explaining it to this room of adults. I'm like, hey, we are gonna play kids karate games. It was something that I'd never seen anybody do before. I thought it would be super fun, and it would be good, like a good icebreaker, and it seemed everybody enjoyed it. Last person to get to the line is out. Shark! Was it just the fact that they were games that made them for kids? Now, frankly, I teach karate only to kids.
I don't know. When you do something like this, like you said, since that it does tend to break the ice a little bit. People do like to have fun. I remember something like this when I was a kid doing learning karate. We had Jeff Pruitt. He would have take a rope and swing. We had to jump over the thing. If the rope touch us, we step up. We were without. So yeah, when you when you have games like that, it's fun for the children because expand the time, their attention span is not as it's not they're not as like a child or adults their attention span is more they're able to focus on what they want to learn. And so when you do karate games with children, they attend one they because as a child they want to have fun. So if you could do the same thing with adults, then you might be able to get attention. Is that okay? this is what my children is doing. This is fun. I, is it guaranteed that you will have them as students? No, but it's give them a dead if they have kids or that could bring them over here to play. So, but what my I have because I have a son and he did not want to do it by himself. So as a daddy and he who has done martial arts, I participate with him with the kids with the children's thing, and it was fun. I enjoyed it because I was able to do martial arts with my son.
For me personally, I like to teach kids because they're way more fun. They let themselves have more fun. We're allowed to play games and nobody questions it.
Sure. The point is the meanest part about it.
Now, granted, a lot of the times that I'm teaching kids karate, we play games, not just because the kids enjoy it and they have fun, and I enjoy it and I have fun, but also because it kind of like tricks them into learning the stuff that we're supposed to be learning, Miyagi style. Just like I tricked the adults into warming up. Maybe I didn't trick them, I kind of told them. The more I think about it, like what makes it a kid martial art? What is it I teach my students that are children that is different than I learned in a Muay Thai class later? Comparing the two, I mean, we warm up, do pad work or drills with each other, we do technique work, they spar from time to time. The main difference is at the end of class, we play a game. It's not a cold finish. It's kind of like common knowledge to anybody that teaches kids that you have to make things more exciting, more interesting in order for them to be involved. Exciting and interesting part of if you're taking a class out here is that you got to work out in and you are exhausted by the time you're done. That's like the goal. Kids don't get exhausted, so you kind of have to entertain them in different ways. But to go back to why adults don't play games more often, is it because we don't let ourselves? Is it because the idea of games and like fun things is kind of how we describe it in our own head is childish?
No, just some people just don't like that or feel comfortable playing these games or around people they don't know. Some people just don't they take some people too do take life too seriously. That's why when when you do martial arts and you try to teach adults you don't do games because when I went to South Carolina Clinton South Carolina it's uh, I think I'm like Bill Clinton but this was just Clinton um South Carolina, and it was a karate do, uh, Japanese styled karate, where you learn how to count each ni, san, shi, go, roku, shishi, hachi, ku, ju, and it's it's very serious uh, style form. So the adults when I was there doing the adult class there, it's you go in there, you train, you learn the Japanese words. That was fun. To me, I thought that was fun to learn the different words in Japanese. When I was in American karate, Jeff Pruitt American karate. Uh, we played games. We had our friends was able to do a sleepover watching movies. I remember watching Three Ninjas there when I was a kid. I was about 12 years old, and we watched Three Ninjas. We had ever had the opportunity to train with Sean Kong for them at the time. That was $200 a kid. We didn't go because my mother has always been quite a bit quite a bit money uh, back, and that's still in the 90s. I mean, think about this. She was spending probably $300. Oh no, she spent uh not 300, but she spent about $400 on spawning gear. The class itself probably was 150, almost $200 a month. So if she to spend $400 to train with John Van Dam, that's that's not cheap. You got especially back in the 90s, in the late 90s. It was like let's see, I want to say, well, I said not well. I said late. It's more like mid 90s. About 90 uh 96. It was 96 when when all this happening. Oh, cause that made me right there at 12 years old in 1996. Um, and uh, but it was fun because we was running, we line up. They had a Mr. Maloney. He was a sixth. We was calling Mr. Maloney because we kind of said his name. So he was about 6 foot, at least 6 foot, 6 foot two guy, and I was already by 5 foot, by 5 foot, 5 foot, I was on 5 foot tall already, because I stopped growing at 14, so at 5'7", so 5'7", I think 5'7 3/4" or something like that. Anyways, uh, I remember we had a line up, and uh, he had the shell. He had a shell because he had a there was a little what's it called, a box something. It was a rubber box that we have to run and jump over and do a flying psychic on the shell that he was holding, and I jumped pretty high, and my kick. He said he had to lift up the shield so he didn't get kicked in the face. That's how high I was. I jumped that high. Like I said, he's taller than I am, at least about a foot taller, and I jump, and I was able to kick that high when I was 12. So I mean, yeah, I can imagine all this.
Okay, so there was this game that I played with my kids.
This young man, he's a young kid himself, so he looks like at least 16, 17, no more than 18. So from what I can see.
Sensei says. The winner of Sensei.
Yeah, Sensei Says is a game similar to Simon Says, and I remember playing that when I was a kid.
Says wins a pair of high boots gloves. And it's very similar to Simon Says. The only difference is I make you do martial artsy stuff. This is the first time I've ever played Sensei Says with adults. And pretty much what I've realized is that I just...
Yeah, so I remember this game because I remember Sensei Says kick. You have to kick. Or if you said if the instructor says just kick without saying Sensei says, and you do it, you're out. The same concept of Simon Says. It was very fun. It was people had and that's the difference between kids and adults. I learned how to massage the body after a long workout. We had to we learned how you massage this along the spine, not on the spinal, but along these spinal lines, and able to make your partner relax. And we was partnering up, male, female, it doesn't matter. It was just we was just at the end, but we did that like Thursday or Friday, and the end of class. Well, it wasn't every week. It'll be every other week that we did it. So that's we was able to learn not just karate, but help each other relax after a hard workout in karate.
Seminar to make adults go through kids' things. So thank you guys for being here. Okay.
It's a yellow belt in the background. See, a yellow belt. He looks like one of Sensei Seth, possibly, because of the black gi, and he uses the black gi. Which is again not really traditional, but that's cool. I like it. Black gi. I guess he did the black gi because of Cup Kai. I'm not sure.
Sensei says shield position. Sensei says, hi! Yeah! Good. Sensei says, start keeping back leg. Go! Good. I want to hear nice loud.
Here's okay. So here's one of them in a gi, a doki. Excuse me, a doki. What is that? A brown belt? So everybody else has street clothes. And this person, beside that guy in the black, and is he wearing spandex? Or like, not spandex, but yes, yeah, spandex. He's wearing it looks like spandex. Like something you'll see like MMA class or whatever. He has the spandex and shorts. Looks kind of tacky, my guy. Of course, you're barefooted. That's just a traditional thing that you see in most martial arts.
Again, go! If you threw it, hit your bottom down. Sensei says.
And I was really proud of the group that I had at the seminar because I have no idea how often they do kids karate games, but they jumped right into it. They enjoyed the crap out of it. Hopefully, they all warmed up. They all had fun. We had like a little competitive moment. I have a ton of interactions with people that I used to take karate with when I was a kid, you know, now when we're grown up, but they'll often be like, so you still take karate? And I go, yeah, of course I do. Like I enjoyed it. After I give them that answer, they kind of like think to themselves a little bit and they go,
Yeah, cause if you're passionate about the style, the what you do, you'll continue doing what you love. That makes sense.
yeah, you know, I always wish that I'd stuck with it and I just like kept going. And karate attendance does tend to drop off right around the teenage years. And then it picks back up as people get a little bit older. We have a ton of kids who take karate, and then as they become teenagers, they kind of filter out a little bit. Maybe they'll start to pick it back up in the late 30s. And then you have an older generation that's taking karate as well. Which goes to show that I don't think karate or even games are something that is for children. That it's something that's kind of lifestyle.
Yeah, you're right, man. It's not just for children. People, adults, there's those out there that love the game. So if they, if you can tickle their interest, then you may have some students, or may not. You might have some students who are adults and or younger kids, adult students. Because if they see, okay, if he does this with adults, that's something I may want to do with my son, daughter. I mean, you know, if you have children, if you like what this the vibe that you getting from this from that person, and you say, okay, he's playing games. He seems like a really fun instructor, uh, and people would tend to like that kind of environment versus if they come in and watch and you're always serious, you know. just human beings is just that way though. I mean, you know,
Based. They're in your years where you don't really care what people think. You do it all the time. You enjoy the crap out of it. As you get older and you start to think about, oh, well, what do people think about me doing karate, playing games and doing martial arts and kicks and flips and stuff like that? It becomes less.
who cares what people think? If you enjoy the shit out of that, enjoy it. You only have one life, folks, and you know, enjoy life while you have it, because you don't know what time or or when you would die. You don't. The saying I die. We will die. You know, I'm gonna die one day. Yeah, tomorrow could be that day. You know, seize the moment. Enjoy what time you have with each other, because you don't know what the future holds. Because if you doing martial arts with your children, it's okay. You should not let people judge you by the way they look at you. You know, we lose track in our own selves because we was innocent. We had innocent minds at one time, and we forget how to love things like we used to when we were kids, and that's something we should try to get back, even if it's playing games in a martial arts dojo, like a karate dojo, you know.
It's cool, like less people do it. We start to value things that are seen not so much as fun, but more so useful. And by taking away any focus from what is useful, it kind of is seen as something that's more childish, something you would have done back then when you didn't have any responsibilities. However, most of us still don't have responsibilities as a martial artist.
Good again, go!
The world of knife defense is packed with the dumbest techniques in all of martial arts, the vast majority of which will probably get you killed.
You're still. You might pick that foot up. Well, we're kind of dropping like flies here. Sensei says shoot it. All right. Sensei says put your hands on your knees. Sensei says put your hands on your head. Put your hands on your head. Sensei says put your hands on your head. Sensei says fight. Okay, not too bad. Sensei says switch. Sensei says switch. Not too bad.
This one obviously has some training. And we know you can tell this one had some kind of training. The way she has her hands up made me think she obviously done some kind of maybe taekwondo. Her hands are up like this, kind of like you was kind of like what you see with a boxer. But her hand, well, except for the hand, this hand is up here. She got a really good tight formation. Her hands are probably done. The legs are done real. Makes me think she's probably done martial arts before. His hands are incorrectly. His hand is a little low, But that's good. But I don't see too much of a problem with that. His hand being low. That some people like to hands down here. He has it to the body, lower like this, to his body. And some people do fight like that. Because they might be able to come up to that motion here. They can pop because some people just have that natural instinct to pop this up to block or block it this way, you know. So I don't have too much problem with that. Can't even see this person. I think this person also hands is also the same way. This person's behind beside this person right here. This gentleman right here. Their hands are similar to that. They have their hands, the lead hand, and the rear hand low, and it's kind of in a weird thing, but his hands are kind of remind me of JKD. That you have the hand open and this going this way. Kind of like it's kind of was it looks like but try to mimic Bruce Lee or something. As a hand, which that's kind of what you want. It's your hands open, relaxed, and he has that bladed stance, kind of like what you see in Taekwondo. This one is in white belt, so it looks like a new student of Sensei Seth. And look at these people, man. Always sitting down, and it's happening. It happens though. Especially, it can. Simon says, Sensei says, it can be a tricky thing. The way she switches her foot tells me, she knows how to do it. She's probably done kickboxing or something.
Sensei says switch, switch, switch. Good, 4 of them this time now. Switch, 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 switch.
You got a ki. Sounds like possibly from her. Anybody who does a ki tells me they did have done some martial arts.
Yep. Switch.
Most people are not professional fighters. Most people will not have to use what they learned in a street fight. Most of us are hobbyists. I'm a hobbyist. Now, if you're a professional athlete, that's one thing. I can understand why the time that you spend training is precious, and you might want to make sure it's as pure and intense as possible. But most of us aren't fighters. I'm not a fighter, and odds are the stuff that I do learn, I might not even end up using for self-defense. Like, I just won't have to be in that situation at all. In fact, even professional fighters have games and things that they do to, like, you know, let themselves relax. Like Khabib, that wrestling basketball thing that they do, which looks like fun. Like, I'd love to do that. Maybe aside from the wrestling part, maybe if it was like stand-up striking basketball.
No. Wrestling basketball, that don't sound like it should be a thing that you have combined, should combine, or any type of self-defense thing. Somebody can actually really get hurt from that. But striking, like you dribbling the ball, you pop somebody. Hopefully you haven't hand kick, side kick. Oh shoot! Come here, girl. What are you doing? What are you doing? Yeah. Come here, puppy. Oh, it's a puppy. Yeah, you wanna get him up? You wanna get in the video? You wanna get in the video? You wanna say hi to everybody? Come here. Up, up, up. Up. Oh, say hi to everybody. Yes, just say hi to everybody. Yes, these are good babies. Oh, yeah. I know it. Oh my goodness. I know the babies. I know the babies. Oh, I know it. Oh, the puppy. Oh, shit. I'm on that. Oh, man. I got distracted. And the puppy get it. The puppy
I
get
could be
it.
onto something there. Anyway, the point I'm making is that the more you enjoy yourself, the more you're willing to do stuff again because you enjoyed it.
Sensei. Sensei says switch. Faster, switch. Sensei. Oh, it was down to 2. Sensei says put your hands in your knees. Sensei says put your hands in your head. Put your hands in your hips. Sensei says put your hands in your hips. Sensei says put your hands in your knees. Sensei says put your hands in your head. Put your hands in your shoulders. Sensei says put your hands in your shoulders. Oh. Sensei says put your hands in your hips. Sensei says put your hands in your head. Sensei says put your hands in your knees. Put your hands in your hips. Sensei says put your hands in your shoulders. One of you has to win. Sensei says look at each other, lock eyes, and don't move. No giggling. Does anybody have any good jokes? Yes.
I just pulled, and 100% of the people in the tent were really, really ticked off.
What?
I just pulled.
So there's a guy walking down the street. The guy's walking and he kind of feels like something's wrong. He hears a very faint. He turns around and he doesn't see anything. Weird. He starts walking again. He's on the sidewalk. He's walking here. It's a little bit louder. It's moving a little bit faster. He turns around and he sees like a rush of something brown. He's like, oh, this is strange. He starts to go faster now. There's something there.
Variety is a spice of life, and by giving yourself games and making martial arts more than just about how well you can punch or kick somebody, grapple somebody, take somebody down, letting yourself enjoy the process of taking martial arts and making it something that is more repeatable, more enjoyable. By giving yourself a fun outlet in martial arts, your enjoyment is not solely predicated on how much better you get. You can have a day where you get worse, but if you did something that you enjoyed, you're going to come back. And the average person could be having a better time, which eventually will, I think, in my opinion, make them better.
He starts walking faster and faster. He turns around and he sees a coffin. He's like, oh, geez, and his coffin's just like bouncing at him. Dum, dum, dum. He gets to his house. He opens up the front door and he closes the front door behind him. He takes a couple big breaths. Coffin busts down the door. He goes up the stairs. He's like full-blown sprinting right now. He gets into his bedroom. He turns around. Coffin hopping up the stairs one by one. The bedroom door, he locks the bedroom door. Sure enough, Coffin breaks through that. He runs into the bathroom, gets into the bathroom, and the coffin is now like working its way into the bathroom. He opens the cabinet over top the sink and he grabs the coffin and the coffin stops. I just said all that for you guys to not move at all. All right, I'm gonna buy 2 Hayabusa gloves, shake hands. That's pretty impressive, honestly. All right, Sensei says I actually will.
Big thank you to those who came out to the seminar and got to play these games with me. Big thank you to Hayabusa for hooking us up with this pair of gloves that I can give away to the people who come to the seminar. And yeah, just get out there, go enjoy yourself. Go kick like a bottle or something.